People who lost weight, how did you do it? And how did you keep it off? The easiest way for me was counting calories, but I have a few other tips. 1. Make sure that you keep track of calories in drinks. Honestly, I would avoid all drinks with any calories because it doesn't keep you full for very long. 2. Go for walks. You do not have to exercise for hours, but try to walk for at least 30 minutes per day. It helps you get in the habit. 3. Overall, walk more. Do not drive everywhere if your destination is within walking distance. 4. Treat yourself. I tried to stop eating all snacks, but it always resulted in me falling off the wagon. I now let myself enjoy a treat every once in a while. 5. Remember that losing weight takes time. It's so easy to stop trying for a few weeks because it takes long to see results, but that's just the way it is. Understand why you eat drink too much. Is it stress? Is it boredom? Is it lack of understanding of how to make healthy meals or a process to be prepared? Is it that you eat mindlessly, etc., etc.? Everyone knows calories in, calories out, eat less, move more. But to be frank, if it was truly that simple to execute, no one would be fat. It's like telling an alcoholic, you just not drink, duh. Exercised, ate better, and consumed less. I also didn't make many significant adjustments all at once. I started by eliminating soda from my diet. A few weeks later, I started to avoid eating cheese on my hot dogs and hamburgers. A few weeks later, I began to order small meals at fast food restaurants rather than large ones. After that, I began consuming cucumber slices rather than fries or chips. Then I started eating fruit covered in chocolate instead of crap like candy bars, and eventually I just started eating regular fruit. Exercise-wise, nothing particularly noteworthy. Walking once around the block I lived on was the first thing I changed. I've lost 70 pounds in 8 months, humble brag. But still a lot more work to do. I've really just had to realize getting healthy isn't a one and done type deal. For the rest of my life, I'm going to have to incorporate daily activity and maintain a reduced caloric intake. It's not always fun, but the results are absolutely worth it. Used an app to track calories and started walking every day at least 10,000 steps. About a year ago I joined a gym and have gained back about 15 pounds, but my wife says it's definitely muscle and my smaller pants still fit, so maybe she's right. Edit. Forgot to add I started 6 years ago, and weighed about 220 pounds at 5'8". Lowest I got was 171, now about 18,485. I walk about 17,000 steps a day now and gym 3-4 times a week. Also I am 53 years old, so never too late to start. 2 things. 1. Started walking a minimum of a mile a day. If I feel like doing more, great. But I get that mile in every day whether I want to or not. 2. De-emphasized meat and dairy. Didn't even give them up, just made them more occasional. A bowl of beans and rice, seasoned however you like it, makes a great meal. It got me below 200 pounds for the first time in decades. MyFitnessPal. Calories in vs calories out. Aim for high fiber, high protein foods. They keep you feeling more full. Do both cardio and weight training. More muscle increases your metabolism. Cardio will burn more calories on the day. I went slightly more vegetarian, so 4 vegetarian days a week. Veg protein is high fiber, low fat. Keeps you feeling very full. Things like lentils and chickpeas are perfect for weight loss. They taste like nothing, so can be added to nearly any sauce. Lost 70 lb in 6 months. 120 lb total, and I've kept it off. My weight has gone up a bit, but only because I've started bulking up muscle now the fat is gone. I recently decided to lose weight and I set a calorie limit every day that never changes, and I never cheat. The limit isn't just the calories to lose weight, it's actually the number I would need to eat to maintain my goal weight. So in theory, if I always eat that level of calories, eventually it'll just hit my goal weight and stabilize. So far it's been working. I'm about 15 pounds down in a month and a half. I also had to aggressively tell my spouse and family to no longer provide treats and food. It is much easier to avoid garbage foods if they are not in your house at your fingertips. Also, I don't even consider activity in my calorie limit. It's easy to say you want that donut so you will eat it and then promise to run till you cancel it out. But this is not efficient or effective. No amount of exercise or work will change my limit number for the day. If I happen to burn more calories, I will simply lose weight a little faster that day. I use tirzepatide. It's a stronger version on Ozempic. Some say maybe that's cheating, but when you're an obese alcoholic who needs to dry out, this was my route. Currently down 60 pounds and the desire to drink has vanished. Stop drinking during the week. Food Scale, a diet tracking app, and planning my diet. I spent a few minutes figuring out how many calories I could eat and still be in a deficit, given my lifestyle. I then planned out some meals that would keep me in that range, and I recorded what I ate to make sure I was sticking to it. I managed to lose almost 60 pounds in a year this way. I was also exercising, but the weight loss was very slow until I got the food scale and started tracking what I ate. Gastric bypass to fix gastroparesis and uncontrollable reflux. All gut issues now gone and dropped 40 kg. Drastic, yes, but life is worth living now. People will say this way is cheating, but I did it for me, not for anyone else. Wegovy. It shuts off the voice in your head reminding you that you can DoorDash an extra large pizza and eat the whole thing. Lost 40 pounds and kept it off. It helped me rethink and reset the way I was eating. Plus doing the treadmill every morning, weightlifting every evening, and no more sugary soft drinks, etc. I drink black coffee now instead of the diabetic brew from Starbucks. It is a very personal thing. For me, I know I can have no breakfast, skip lunch or eat a very small one and then have a nice meal for dinner and be at a good deficit for the day. That is a system that turned out to me to be long-term effective as a lifestyle change that I find easy to maintain and crucially not a chore it certainly would be for others. The key thing AMO is to experiment and find the equivalent system for you, something that is not so much a diet as simply a way of living your life you can sustain happily that trends your body weight in the direction you want it over time. Also, I have switched many food drink options to vegan options, just as an experiment, to see how I would find it. Over time this experiment has also been a success, which again is personal to me. I found that I really like tofu, and that I am just as happy with an iced coffee without dairy in it, and so on. Often these substitutions work out to be lower in calories than what I used to consume, which is why it works. In conclusion, any lifestyle changes that you actually enjoy and can sustain without effort and happen to lower your calorie consumption are winners, and you need to find as many as you can that work for you and integrate them all. My diet is poverty. I stopped putting food in my mouth and started exercising. I realize it's a cliche, but it's the truth. Also, I maintain my weight with exercise. I'm not a big fan of using exercise to lose weight, but it will certainly keep the weight off once it's gone. Good tips from others. I would add, definitely do strength training. Gaining muscle is like building more micro furnaces in your body. From all the tissue types: skeletal muscle, adipose tissue, brain, liver, etc. Muscle tissue burns the most energy in your body per kg tissue. That's why strength training is so effective. You don't only burn the energy in the process, but you are building the calorie-burning infrastructure for in-between trainings when your body is just resting. Also, acquiring lean muscle will pay back in old age. Coming from a food addiction, it was and continues to be the hardest thing I've ever done. I wish it was as simple as most people make it out to be, but it took me years and years of psych work, medication, suicide attempts, job losses, etc. to finally break out of it, but the cravings never go away and they torment me daily. Am I glad I did it? Absolutely, I'm way healthier and happier now, but don't come at me with that just count calories. It's easy BS. It was a decade-long struggle that almost cost me my life in multiple ways. Conferred with my endo and she endorsed it as long as my blood sugar was well monitored. I only eat breakfast and lunch and maybe some snacking mixed in there. I eat out at restaurants maybe once every 2-3 months. I do not eat supper. My portions for breakfast and lunch were reduced since I was not eating out. My breakfast 5 days a week is yogurt with blueberries, chopped pecans and granola. I've lost around 45 pounds and have kept it off for maybe 18 months now. I do as much yard work as I can and this is my main exercise. Walking is difficult due to some extreme feet issues, but changing my eating habits has made a huge difference. Eat less. Move more. Keep doing that. Beyond that, I avoid anything sugary as a general rule. Refined sugar is the biggest thing that people don't think about when they eat. Look at the calories in anything sugary. It's insane. It's fine to treat yourself from time to time, but a common thing that makes people gain weight is sugary drinks in particular. It's just plain easy to drink 1,000 calories a day and not even realize it.